Stocks. Let's talk about what those are in the first episode of Money with Mason. A stock, or an equity, is a type of investment that represents an ownership portion of a company. Yes, you did hear that right. If you own a stock, you actually own part of a company. To make this video a whole lot easier, I have created a fake company as an example for us. Money.com. Now, Money.com is doing well, but they want to build an office rather than just having a website. They think that building an office will take them to the next level. However, Money.com does not have enough money. So what do? They will go to the stock market. Pause. Okay, what is the stock market? Likely, if you're referring to the stock market, you're referring to the New York Stock Exchange, the largest stock exchange, or where people buy and sell stocks is. It's old. It is an old thing. It was established May 17th, 1792. And to date, with the most recent number, the market cap within the New York Stock Exchange, or the amount of money within it bought and sold, is over $22.38 trillion. And it's probably up as I'm talking about this. Crazy. Unpause. Back to Money.com. So they're going to go to the New York Stock Exchange. They're going to get a ticker, or just an abbreviated version of their name. For this, we're going to use MMDC, moneymarket.com. Clever, I know. When they're first doing this, they're going to go through an IPO, or initial public offering it's called, but we'll talk about that in a later episode. Most of the stocks that you as an individual want to buy and sell, you won't have to worry about IPOs. That's a whole different ballgame. Let's say the company issues 100 shares of stock at $1. Now, shares of stock is pretty much just individual stock, and issues means just putting it out there saying there's 100 available to purchase. Now, when those 100 shares are bought at $1, the company has raised $100 to build their new office. In this situation, you're going to buy one share of Money.com, really splurging, putting $1 into it. With that dollar, though, in this example, you now own 1% of the company. Congratulations, shareholders or madam. So, you bought the MMDC. So you bought the stock for $1. Congrats! That's awesome. That's your first stock. What next, though? What happens? Well, there's a couple things. The company could pay you a dividend. Some companies like it so much that you own a share, they will pay you, literally give you money to own it. Other reasons, too, they like paying themselves. But that's besides the point, okay? They're going to say, thank you. Here is a certain amount of money if you hold it for a certain period of time. Let's say the dividend yield is 10%. That means that annually, if you own the $1 stock, you'll be paid out 10 cents. That's sometimes paid quarterly, so you get 25 cents each quarter that you're holding it, or it could be even monthly. Some companies do that. There's things like an ex-dividend date, but if you hold it for 1 year, you don't really need to worry about that. We'll talk about dividend investing and the intricacies in a later video. Dividends are not the only reason to hold a stock, though. No, another thing could happen. The stock could appreciate or go up in value. Right now it's $1. Let's say it goes up to $2. Congrats. That is great news for you. As you purchased it at $1, it's now $2. You've made $1, or you've made 100% return. Return is a fancy way of saying that's how much money you've made. 100% is crazy. The market, depending on who you ask, averages about 8 to 12%. So you're doing a good job. Warren Buffett Jr. right there. That's what you are. So for the sake of education, this isn't going to be as happy as the rest. Let's say something bad happens to Money.com. Earthquake. Somehow, some way, kind of weirdly messes up their website. Maybe a server goes down. Maybe the CEO gambles all their money away. Whatever happens, though, instead of $1, the stock depreciates or falls to 50 cents. Dang it was such a good idea. I agreed, $1. What could go wrong? Well, that's what can go wrong. It falls down. Oh no, you lost 50% of your investment. I'm sorry, this can happen to anyone. But it has happened to a lot of people. You're not alone, you're not dumb, it just happens, okay? And the market, sometimes it's kind of like gambling, you never really know. There's ways to diversify, make it safer, which I hope to touch upon future in making a strong portfolio, but it can happen. Stocks, they fall. And a couple important notes on this though. There is risk in the stock market. Higher risk generally equals higher reward, or higher falling. It's a risk if it's going to go up or down. So it's important to tell you, please don't ever invest money you can't afford to lose. Rent money, don't use it. Money for food, please don't use it unless you really don't like eating, because you could lose it. Spare change lying around or excess money per month that you have that you don't really use for anything, yes. Totally do that. Diversify it. Don't go all in on a penny stock or something crazy. But you can use that, because if you lose it, it won't ruin your life. It can stink and you can be in a bad mood, but It's okay. The stock market is so unpredictable. It ebbs and it flows, it goes up and down. People will say the time in the market always beats timing because most things settle out eventually, or you can eventually usually make your money back. But it also presents an excellent opportunity to grow your wealth in a certain way over time if you invest wisely. All right, there you have it. There is money.com, your example, and that's what a stock is. It's a pretty easy topic. You can definitely read more about it, and there's so many different things, different options, right? You'll understand that joke soon, that you can take within stocks. But whether you're a beginner or a veteran of the stock market, it's always good to have a refresher on the basics, the fundamentals, and the interesting things. If there is anything I messed up in this video, please comment down below too, since I am always learning. It's always good to hear new things, but stay safe, invest wisely, in $1 million. Here we come. Thank you.